Howdy folks, welcome back to Did You Pack Snacks? My name is Colin.
And I'm Meg.
And this is a family travel podcast where we chat all things high, all things low, all the long miles in between of traveling with kids. And today we got an episode for you that we're just gonna chat all the latest travel things that are happening, that what we see.
Yeah.
That's not a good intro.
No. It's a list.
Yes, a list of all the things that we are caring about, things that we're seeing, the ins and outs of the travel industry, or just some fun things if you are experiencing some wanderlust, right? Let's say you didn't plan your spring break because you're a last minute planner like us, or you missed the bus on summer travel, which you haven't. You should totally do that. Or you're just missing travel.
Yeah, we're just gonna chat travel. Well, who would have thought we're gonna talk about travel in this here podcast?
I mean, yeah, like I thought we were gonna go so many directions today, but then we ended on like family travel.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wild.
But hey, it's one of our favorite things in the world. We love taking our kids. We've gone to over 32 countries, or is it 33?
I think with them it's 32.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've been to more on your own.
Yeah.
I was the kid that didn't leave the country until I was 14. And even then, it was like an hour flight to the country next door. But yeah, I wasn't until my late 20s before I began traveling. And really, my love for traveling began like having long layovers in random airports. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow, this is so cool. Sleeping on this cold, hard couch, looking at signs of places that like I can't even read the signs. The food is weird. I love it.
And you never even left the airport?
No. It was just because I'm from Malaysia. I went to school in the U.S. And so I would have these like 7-8 hour layovers in Guangzhou or Beijing or Doha. And I'm like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing like an airport that just gives you that adrenaline kick.
And then we were crazy and started traveling with our first baby when she was 9 months old.
Yeah.
And now she's 7.
Wow. And she's been to 32 countries.
Yeah.
And you know what's so funny? This morning we went to breakfast because it's Waffle Wednesday. And
which is a way of saying in our family that Dad takes the girls out for breakfast.
Yes. And so Liv was upset about something, so she went under the booth, which is so gross.
So gross.
But she found what do you call a 5-cent coin?
A nickel.
Nickel. So she found a nickel, and she's like, "Wait, Dad, is this America money?" And I thought, only you, because we have like coins and paper, like cash from all over the world. Like if you go to our glove compartment, there's just like 5 different currencies.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, it's so funny that you asked if this is America money.
Right. Because she knows that the other stuff isn't really good here.
Yeah. But she's like, what can I buy? I'm like, nothing. America's expensive, honey. Keep saving. You put that in that piggy bank and you just keep on going.
Keep going. Starting with the nickel.
Okay. I wanted to start today's episode with a really kind gesture that one of our listeners left. It's a review on Apple Podcasts, which if you did that, we would greatly appreciate that. Statistics show that 70% of the people that listen to this show are listening through Apple Podcasts. And the only way that this podcast can really take on some wings and fly around the world is if you leave a review. So if you like this podcast, we would greatly appreciate it. But I'm going to read this.
Okay. Are we reading the one from Jamie?
Yes.
All right. Our friend Jamie left a review.
I mean, I said I was going to read it, but if you want to read it, I mean, it's fine. Fine, whatever.
And tell us what she said, Colin.
I can read too. Okay. The title is Light, Fun, and Informative. 5 stars. I'm so happy that I found Colin and Meg when I was searching for family travel podcasts. Oh, I missed that. So she typed in family travel and we showed up.
Wow. Thank you, algorithm.
Because when I type in family travel, there's like a million podcasts.
Yeah.
So thank you. Wow. Thank you, Apple. Maybe we need to thank Apple more. So kind of this great company. I love living in your ecosystem. No. They are so down to earth and provide really great tips for help with family travel planning. A great addition to my morning walk travel podcast lineup. Which, girl, How long are you walking for that you can listen to so many podcasts?
I mean, when I do my laps around the college over here,
Yeah.
I can usually get 2 podcasts
Really?
in before I come home.
How
yeah.
long are your episodes?
40 minutes.
You do like 2x?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. I don't know what it's like to listen to me talk for 45 minutes on 2x, but for all y'all that are doing that out there, man, thank you so much. And to Apple.
All right, so now we're going to jump into something that we like to call High-Low Buffalo, which is our way of just connecting with our friends, letting you know what's going on in our week, whether it's travel related or not.
I'll let you take this wheel.
Okay. Like you don't have any?
You haven't recovered yet?
I have to sneeze. Oh gosh, you should really go first.
All right, let's do a sneeze break, folks. Man, I really want to leave that in the podcast.
No, don't. That's going to hurt somebody's ears. All right.
I know Jamie's going to be like, oh, what is that I stepped on?
That was too much. Okay.
Yeah.
My high of the week is this is not parenting advice. But I am reading a parenting book right now, which I like to do from time to time. And it's really good and encouraging. And I feel like, this is just a moment for parents that you feel like you should have it figured out. But we're all doing this with our oldest kid for the first time. And then you're doing it again for the first time with your second kid because they're really different, and your third kid, fourth kid, whatever. And so anyway, sometimes I get in my head and I think, man, I'm doing this all wrong. And parenting books for me are really great because most of the ones that I like to read are encouraging, and they also help you feel less alone. Yeah. You're like, man, everybody has these questions, or everybody's navigating this kind of thing. So I'm reading a book called Good Inside by Dr. Becky. Colin thinks she's really intense. Like, I've shared some of her reels with him, and she's a teacher, so she's intense. But I'm not. So maybe, like, disclaimer, if she reads her audiobook, you might just want to read it because she's real intense.
Right.
But she's got a lot of great insight.
Who should she hire for, like, reading an audiobook? Who has a good talking voice?
Oh, man. I don't know. Oprah Winfrey.
No. God, we'll come back to that.
We'll come back to that. I don't know. I would think like, Ellie Holcomb. She has a great talking voice.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. You seem like you're really particular in audiobook voices. I offered some suggestions.
I don't know why I thought of Jennifer Garner.
Okay.
Like, she's just like easy, fun, lighthearted.
Yeah.
She might throw in a recipe in there.
Maybe. But anyway, the book's really good.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that my low of the week is that our weather got cold and rainy again.
You looked at my sheet and you took my low.
Oh, no. I didn't know that was the same. But
well, our both lows are the weather. It's just weird.
April's weird. It's been weird. There were some days where we were like literally laying out on our driveway. The girls were playing and I was like, give me the sunshine. Huh? Sitting in a chair. I wasn't laying.
I was like, wow. You got your bathing suit on? Got
no,
towel?
I was just putting my chair in the direction of the sun and basking in the warmth. And I can't do that anymore because it's cold again.
Yeah.
And then I'll say that my buffalo is that we have friends that are traveling to Malaysia right now. And it's like a part of like their work. And they're also going to get to go to Tawau, which we've never had friends. Yeah. You just don't go to Tawau, unless... Well,
explain to people what Tawau is.
Oh, it's where Colin's from. It's a small town on the island of Borneo.
Yeah.
It's like a 3.5 hour flight from Kuala Lumpur. It's where Colin's family lives, everything. And they're going there. They're going to get to see Colin's family. And I just wish so bad that we were going too. Yeah. Like, it's a long way away, but it just feels like, man, you can't, like, I'm so happy that they're going, but I also feel sad that we're not there to show them around.
For context, Lonely Planet described my town as a small rundown port by the border of Indonesia. And so it's not glamorous, okay? We just got our first Starbucks, but the fact that we have a Starbucks.
I mean, you guys are coming up. You've got Starbucks and McDonald's.
Yes. And we're doing a lot better than where it was when I was growing up. It's not pretty on the eyes. It's rough around the edges, but it's got good people and good food. And, great wildlife. Yeah. Beautiful water. But they're going in, and what were you going to say about that? Just that I wish I was there. That's just my buffalo. You wish you were in Malaysia. With my friends. Like, they're giving us travel updates, and, like, they just made it halfway, and, I'm just like, man,
I just wish that I was there. But
Yeah, they just
soon
said
enough.
they're at the Doha airport, and I remember they have a lounge that had this incredible bean soup. It's like, but it's what people there eat for breakfast, and I think I ate like 6 bowls.
Wow.
Yeah, you were asleep with the kids.
Yeah.
Confessions.
True confessions.
Okay, my turn. My high. Oh, this is a fun one. This is a really fun one.
You're going to have to get up.
Last week, we announced that we launched some merchandise for our podcast. So I'm actually wearing a Snack Packers Club t-shirt. It's available on our website, colinmeg.com/store. But this is a dark gray tee, super soft, bell and canvas.
Right here.
Oh, right here. And then right here, folks, we have a canvas tote that also says Snack Packers Club. At the bottom, it says "Have snacks, will travel."
How cute is that? I mean, you know what I imagine?
What?
You're either taking this to the farmer's market on Saturday, or you're putting it in your carry-on. You're rolling it up really small. And then when you go to the airport or you're on your layover and you're like, man, my kids are not going to eat the meals that the plane's going to offer them on our next flight.
Yeah.
So we're going to go to the equivalent of whatever 7-Eleven is in this airport. And you've got a bag
Pack them up.
that you're going to fill with snacks.
It's that post-security hack.
The post-security hack. You just need an extra bag sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And so, yeah, that bag, I mean, it can fit like, I said it on Instagram, but it can fit like a whole, carton of cuties from Costco. It can, I mean,
It's the average size. It's the average size of a normal tote.
Fine.
There's no special sizing going on here.
We got some more t-shirts, lots of options. When I say lots, we have 3 options on the website. They're super fun. And I think I'm going to send out an email about that next week, and we might do some more stories on that. But go check it out. colinmeg.com/store. We're calling it the Snack Packers Club because you, my friend, if you're listening to this,
You're in the club.
you're a snack packer.
Yep. All right. We already did your low.
Yep.
We hate cold.
We hate the cold. We hate uncertain weather. And then my buffalo, and for those of y'all who don't know, high, low, buffalo is just something random you want to talk about.
Yeah.
All right. And so my buffalo is that we are headed to Charleston next week. If you have any tips on what to do, what to eat, let us know. I'm going on a work trip, so I'll be away from them a lot, but they will be just bebopping around Charleston, probably hanging out by the beach.
Yeah.
On Sullivan's Island. And so if you got any recommendations, tips, please send them our way. Send us a DM, but we love voice memos. We love that.
We love that. And also, obviously things to do. I think that most of what we're doing is the beach.
Yeah.
But if you've got places to eat,
Yes.
we would love to know your favorite places to eat.
Yeah. And we might do a live episode from Charleston next week.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. As if it's going to be any different. You're still going to get just us. The background's going to be different.
It's going to be a hotel room.
Yeah. All right. Should we go into this?
Yeah, let's do it.
We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, so this is our list. We're going to go back and forth. Colin doesn't even know what I wrote down, but
I know.
basically
exciting.
things that we want to talk about that pertain to travel. These are my favorite kind of podcasts. Do you know why?
Why?
Because they feel like real life conversations. We're not coming in here with an agenda per se.
Not even with expertise.
Yeah, right.
More just we've been nosy this week, and so we want to talk about
We
it.
want to talk about it. So the first thing that I've been nosy about is, those things online where they say, you love the Caribbean? Go here. And they
Ugh.
give you an alternative.
Like an obnoxious reel.
Yeah, I mean, sure. So that's what pulled me in, is somebody said, do you love the Caribbean? Go here. And I expected an island destination. And they gave me Rogers City,
What?
Michigan.
Oh, like a lake.
Yes.
Lakehouse, yeah.
And apparently the water there is like crystal clear,
Mm-hmm.
really blue. The caveat is that it's only warm for like 4 weeks out of the year in the middle of summer because it's Michigan. So it's
Like
just
August? Are we thinking August?
I'm thinking July, August. Yeah, that it's the warmest. And so anyway, I looked it up. I looked at it. I've wanted to go explore that part of the country for a while. I've heard that the lakes are beautiful.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just kind of piqued my interest. We don't have any plans to get up there, but I was interested in it. But again, I guess it's one of those things where like the only time to go is when it's probably the most expensive to go.
It is so unique that somewhere so far up north can be kind of tropical for like a short time.
For a short time. Yeah. I mean, blue waters, like nothing like what we've got going on in the Atlantic Ocean, which is just murky, you know? And I mean, we still do that because it's the closest, most convenient beach.
Which is also what a lot of people, you know, when they mispronounce my last name, they say murky.
Yeah. That's so funny. Our name is spelled Mukri. But for some reason, when people see it or hear it, they rewrite it Murki.
Or even when I say Kri, it takes people 2 or 3 tries to like listen, register, and say it back correctly.
Well, and to be
so weird.
Yeah, it is weird. But yep, I'm always like, I'm going to say it. I'm just going to spell it immediately.
Right.
Let's just go into it.
Yeah.
But Rogers City, Michigan, it's just on my radar. I don't know if you're from there, if you're from that area, like sell me on it. But I just thought...
Is it just Rogers City, or there's probably like a lot of like small
I'm sure
towns?
There's a bunch of coastal cities and small towns. What do you call a lake city?
Yeah, I don't know.
A waterfront.
Quaint. Yeah.
Maybe there's a bunch of
towns.
There's a bunch of waterfront towns.
Waterfront property.
Waterfront properties.
Yeah.
Okay, up in Michigan.
Yeah.
So I'd love to check that out. That was my first thing on my list.
If you're from Michigan, let us know. Fill us in.
Yeah, and if there's a place to go better than Rogers City, let us know.
And if you have a townhouse, lake house, 2 bedrooms preferable, and you want us to review it, you want us to test it out.
I mean, we're
check
like
the HVAC.
We're planning a lot of hopeful summer travel around showing our niece that's coming here from Malaysia.
Yeah.
Around. So I mean, we got to show her Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to get her on the podcast one time to ask her, like, hopes and dreams for the U.S. at the beginning of her stay.
And then at the end, so like, vulnerable. What if she gets on and she's like, I expected a lot more than Colin and Meg gave me.
I hated it.
I hated it. Can we at least say the cute thing, though?
What
she's excited, the first place she wants to eat.
I asked her, like, hey, okay, what do you want to do?
She's 17, by the way.
Like, what do you want to do when you come to America? She goes, I want to go to Wingstop and I want to go to Taco Bell.
Which, first of all, I've never even heard of Wingstop. I had to Google it.
Yeah.
But apparently we have one like 45 minutes from here.
Yeah.
And then she wants to go to Taco Bell. And I just thought, we can do that.
Yeah.
Those are 2 things that we can do.
I can totally relate because being from Tawau, a small rundown town on the border of Indonesia.
Great people, though.
Great food. Rough on the edges, but great stay. When we had some American friends come over, they told me about Subway. And it was this place where you can, like, you order your sandwich, they have all these kind of different breads. And then you can add as much vegetables as you want. And my eyes got big. Like, I was like, he's like, there's all like this like buffet of, you can add anything you want.
Who is selling you on Subway?
My friends from Florida.
Oh my gosh.
From Orlando. So they told me about Subway, and this was like 2006. So it's not
okay.
And like, but I'm like, good food has been around, you know. And so when I eventually made my way to the capital city, I don't know how many Subways there are now in Malaysia, but there was one, and I took a taxi to that mall just to go to Subway, and I got like a turkey Italian whatever.
And
it was all right, but it was like, but it was still like different from anything I've ever eaten.
Yeah.
You know, I've never seen like spinach, like raw spinach before. I've never seen like all these different cheeses. Like, what is mozzarella? What is, you know? So yeah. Okay, but yeah, we're gonna go to Taco Bell and Wingstop, and we're gonna do all the things. And so, anyways, back to Michigan. If you have a house there, a place there,
hit us up.
Let us know. I want to go. I've never been.
Me either.
Go Michigan.
Woohoo!
All right, I'll take one. From Michigan, we are going to the land of enchantment in the Far East. Yes, we almost bring it up every single episode, but we're talking about Japan. But we're not talking about Tokyo. We're talking about Kyoto, which is not too far from Japan.
Not too far from
Tokyo. Just a train ride over. But you guys, if you want to this is the side of Japan I knew about, but I haven't like seen much. Even like online, you just see like shrines and this and that. But this latest episode on latest season on Somebody Feed Phil, there is a Kyoto episode. And if you've never seen the show, and you know, if you could pick one episode, pick this episode. I mean, you can even tell that he was just hit with a different emotion from being there. And he said at the end of the episode, like, from day one, as soon as we got here, I already started to miss it. I already was sad that in a week I was going to leave this place.
Wow.
And not a lot of places can do that to you.
Well, especially coming from someone that's so well traveled.
Yes.
Like for him to notice how it made him feel.
Right.
Is unique.
And you guys, when you see the footage and you meet the people that are there, it's like the most serene, tranquil. There's streams of clear water. You can go to a restaurant that is about 1,000 years old. And the one next door to it, also 1,000 years old. And what have they done for 1,000 years? They sell one thing.
Yeah.
And they have done that one thing for so long that they are like beyond experts at it. So you go to all these establishments. And so I think just, I don't know, I feel like it gives you a different perspective on life.
Right.
And what you're experiencing. It's not like, because we travel so much and we go to all these places that are like tourist traps. And we do the things and we still do it because it's fun. We go on the tour. We go get the picture. We go see the thing. Eat the thing that's hot on Instagram or TikTok. But then when I saw what is at Kyoto, I'm like, they don't have to flaunt any of that. They're like, we've been here.
Yeah.
And we've been doing it. And we don't have to broadcast it to the world. People just come.
Yeah.
And I want to go.
Yeah.
And I just want to get an Airbnb and just
stay there.
Walk everywhere. I want to go to the noodle guy and to this lady and that place and this coffee place and just be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
turn my phone off.
So maybe we should just go to Japan and just do that place.
Yeah. And I'm fine with that because we're going to go to Japan lots of times.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay. So next on my list, last week we shared this reel, which was a funny moment when we were in Anaheim, California a few weeks ago, is our hotel was a
Holiday Inn.
And it was really close to the park. And when you got in, it was this funny moment because they had this big old Mickey wrapped sitting on the desk. And our girls immediately thought, like, this is now their stuffed animal. They were rejoicing. Then we turned the Mickey around and it said, take me home for $50, which I just think is a little bit mean. And honestly, the reel became funny because Colin's an IHG Rewards member and they gave him this little bag at check-in that was filled with like a bag of chips, cookies, and a bottle of water.
Nothing, basically.
So but the moment's funny because he was able to redirect our kids and be like, but look what you can have. So that's why we shared it. We weren't originally like coming for them.
No.
But then it like turned into this whole thing where they reached out to us, or IHG reached out to us, and they wanted to know the hotel information. And I was like, oh no, are we getting somebody in trouble? But
I was just hoping to get another free night stay, but
no,
I didn't.
I mean, I hope that they reached out to them and they were like, this is not... let's take it out of the room. So maybe we were the catalyst for change, and we've basically saved future families from having
a lot of heartache
moments at check-in.
Yeah. So all y'all going to the Holiday Inn a block away from Disneyland, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
But I just want to say, like, what's wrong about that was that, like, there's nothing wrong with a hotel trying to make money.
No.
Because they had a whole gift shop downstairs with, like, everything you'll see at Disney.
Yeah.
And probably a little bit cheaper. But so I have no problem that you're trying to sell this Mickey for $50. I just didn't like that you put it in my room.
Yeah, just don't. Yeah, I think that was the thing. Or if you have something in our room, just increase the cost of my hotel room by $10 and give my kids a tiny Mickey at check-in. That would have been incredible.
Yeah.
Like, if we had gotten a free gift.
Surprise and delight.
A surprise and delight moment. Yeah. But yeah, just keep those big old Mickeys in the gift shop and some people will still buy them.
Right.
But just,
had they left like fun Disney, like keychain size
or
things.
keychain. Yeah, would have wow.
This whole podcast would have just been raving about that little Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Hotel experts.
Anyway, but we don't like the $50 Mickeys.
No.
We're not into that.
All right. My turn. Now I'm going to take you from Anaheim. We're going down south, y'all. And I went on at a huge rabbit hole chase yesterday. I've always known that in Mexico, on the Baja side, that you can really encounter some whales. Mm-hmm. And by encounter, you get on a wooden boat, you float out, they turn off the motorboat, and you get to just interact with whales.
Like touch them.
Like touch them. Well, yesterday I saw again, and I've only heard of one company do it. A lot of the famous creators go to it. It's called Silver Sea or something like that.
I'm not sure.
Anyways, I found a local pilot. No, who drives a boat? Captain. I almost said driver. It's just a little boat. And so I found him, and I messaged him, and then I saw that he was tagged in some other photos, and I found another lady that also does these tours, and they were kind of secretive about their price, but I think it's pretty expensive. But I just wanted to highlight this experience because I thought it was so cool.
Yeah.
That there are places on Earth that you could still do this. But it's in this little peninsula. It's in Baja California Sur. So think San Diego, think Baja California, and then the state below that is Baja California South Sur. And then you drive 10 hours from San Diego to this little town called Guerrero Negro, and you stay there. And this whole expedition that this lady was doing was that you would go out and spend 5-6 hours on the water each day
until you find them.
Yeah, well, she says you will.
Oh wow! Because
the whales are there from February to April, but she only does it in March because that's when it's peak. And the reason why it's they say that it's also you're surrounded by salt flats. And so they say that these moms go there, have their calves, and it's a good place for them to breed. Breed? Yes, breed, because they mate somewhere else. They breed because the salt in the water helps the calves swim better.
Oh my gosh, how cool is that?
And so that's why you'll see just incredible amounts of them. And then they're also happier because of the warm weather. I don't know what it is about this salty water that makes them happy.
Maybe they just have those pre-birth hormones that they're just flying high. But
what's unique, they said, is because when they're here, they're way more active and way more open to be interacting with humans. And she said in her FAQs that we've actually even noticed that if we don't interact with them, they swim away. And so they actually want to interact. And so what they do is they go out, they shut off their motorboats, and if the whales want to interact with you, they come. So you don't go chase it, which is good etiquette. But yeah, these whales will just come up and literally next to the boat, there's little kids kissing a gray whale.
Oh my gosh, how cool.
Yeah, and so I saw that, and I'm immediately my heart was flooded with emotion. I want that experience. I don't know how we're gonna make it happen.
Didn't you tell me a price though? Did you, or you, was that from her?
Yeah, with this lady, her name's Natalie of the Sea, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, it was you can Venmo me 600 USD as a deposit. And I was I felt a little bit sketched out by that. But I betcha that if I just keep snooping, I'll find more people, more locals.
Sure, somebody doing it on a lower tier.
Yeah, there's got to be competition by now.
Sure.
Especially when it's on this podcast, it's over. I'm economy's going to start booming. People are going to know about this. So,
even though all the top creators I know have had similar experiences, but no, we're the ones.
Yeah.
That are going to let the people know.
So yeah, Mexico, whales, I want to go.
Cool.
What you got?
Okay, so my next one and my last one. Sorry, you might have some extras.
I've been extra nosy today.
Okay, so my last one is just this genius idea that I had.
Oh.
That I feel I should patent.
Well, you've had several of these ideas.
I know. I'm a creator at heart, and I just have never gotten to create anything outside of my brain. But like selling, I told my friend she's going on this trip to Malaysia. She was asking about what to bring on the plane. And I was just like, I mean, you can bring a travel pillow. I never travel with them because they're so cumbersome. Right?
Just another thing to carry.
Yeah. And then once you get to your destination, it's just like hooked on your backpack and you feel kind of like,
right.
Ooh, look at me. I'm a tourist. Even though everybody knows that you're a tourist, it's just the accessory you don't want.
Where are you going to put it?
And then you have the inflatable ones. I've tried so many. I don't love any of them.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? What if you just brought a pillowcase from your house? You get on the plane, you take their dirty little pillows and blankets that they supply all of their customers that they never wash and always have stray hairs. Like, ooh, let's just note that. You stuff it in your clean pillowcase, wrap it up tight, and you've got a little pillow that's clean. Then when you get off the plane, you shake that stuff out and you go on your way and it just slides right into your carry-on.
Wow.
So then my idea was...
What are you going to call it?
I'm not sure. That's
pillowcase, all small letters, no space.
Pillowcase. Let's do this, Colin. This is patent pending, so nobody take this idea. Anyway, but I just was like, when I told her that, I just was listening to myself and thought, that's actually a really good idea, because not only could it be a pillow and blanket, but maybe you have a hoodie that you don't want, you could put anything inside.
Yeah.
And then it's just, and so my idea was to create it one day. You would just make it smaller, maybe with like Velcro, so you can make it taut.
Yeah.
Isn't that a good idea?
That's a good idea.
So anyway, if you're traveling on a long flight in the near future, bring a pillowcase and tell me if it works.
Yeah.
Patent pending.
Patent pending. Pillowcase.
Pillowcase.
Never travel the same. So that's it?
Yeah, I just thought that was a fun little tip to share. I mean, I don't know. I haven't gotten her review back, so I guess, but it seems in theory like it would work. So I was just stoked about that.
I'm curious if she did it or she just like, all right.
She packed one. She told me.
Okay. All right. Meg's gone off the rails. We'll see.
No. But anyway, I just thought, you know what? This is the value that we bring to podcasts.
Yeah, we tell people to pack pillowcases.
Yeah, this revolutionary new travel concept.
Yeah. Cool.
Somebody's going to DM me a company that
I do that all the time.
That already exists.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Back to you. What else you got?
I'll go into detail on one more, but real quick, this is more of a PSA.
Okay.
So all you folks out there that enjoy nature, you enjoy the state parks, national parks, April is the month to book your campsites, your cabins, all that kind of stuff for summer of 2025. So if you got some campgrounds that you really want to go to, campsites, a lot of them have not just a 12-month.
But like 14?
14, yeah, something like that. And so like I actually have it on my calendar on certain days when things are going to open up for next year. So I know it's planning ahead, but I think it's free the fees are really minimal.
Yeah, and the thing about this is there are some beautiful places in our country that have really affordable accommodations. Granted, they're like bare boned. Mm-hmm. Like you might have to bring your own sleeping bag or whatever. Yeah. But like running water, electricity, air conditioner, and you get to stay in places where you'd otherwise spend $3,000 there for the week. Right. But at this state or national park, you're spending a couple $100. Yeah. To stay there for a week.
Yeah. Or like even if it's a 50% discount,
still a win.
It's worth it. So like what I'm going to book this year, there's a campground by Lake Jocassee in Devil's Fork State Park. It's going to open for next year. There's one specific site where the land kind of juts out and there's a campsite right there with a fire pit and it almost feels like you're on an island by yourself. I'm going to be booking that. I'm going to try to book a cabin for us to go to the Destin area, 30A, for next summer. We're going to try to get a 2-bedroom cabin with everything, central heat and air. Like, what more can you ask for?
Yeah, that's all you need when you're at the beach, and a shower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the beds, I think you bring your own linens.
Perfect.
Yeah, but hey, we have pillowcase patent pending, so we're good.
It doesn't work in that situation. It's only on a plane when they supply you with the filler, Colin.
Well, I mean, yeah. But yeah, so that's one of my strategies to save money, but also just a PSA for all y'all out there. All right, we're going to end this with something that's quite happy and sad at the same time. And passports are going to be extinct soon.
Okay, when you say soon, that's relative.
Hey.
Because, as you know, countries move at their own pace.
I know.
So maybe the primary top tier countries are going to get rid of them, but we'll still be using them for some of those old school.
I mean, yeah, but let's talk about it for a second. Because like, for an American to get a passport, one of the places you can go get it is at the post office. And I almost cussed when I said that.
Oh, it's the worst place. I hate it.
Next to the DMV and the Social Security office, it's terrible. No one wants to be there. Yet that's where you got to go. If you want to see the world, you got to go to the worst place first. And so like this whole concept of you go to a place, you get a passport stamped. And if you run out of pages,
gotta get it renewed.
You gotta get it, you know what I'm saying? And every single place.
Or if it expires in 6 months, you can't board your plane.
Right.
Like all these like quirky little rules.
And it's like, but I mean, you're still, I get it. It's for security reasons. You don't want that person to stay in the country.
Yeah.
But like now with technology where we can scan people's eyeballs and you can log into phones with your fingerprint. I mean, you know where that person is. You know where that person, like where they're going. So countries like Singapore, they've already announced that by late 2024, if you're coming to our airport, you can put your passports away. We're going to do a biometric scan. And it's going to be a passport-free terminal or
That's
airport.
Wild.
I don't know where they're at now. Someone from Singapore let us know. Finland's doing the same thing, but they're doing it in a more like a regional way. So like anyone outside of the EU Union or whatever, you still have to. But if you're in the EU, like, I mean, right now you don't even need a passport, but Finland's doing that too in like all their international flights. But then things are also progressing in the US. Like we've seen how like TSA is using this biometric technology. I said it as if it was like a new thing in 2024. This biometric technology. But like you can go to several airports now where they're testing it out, right? In Chicago, in Vegas, where there's no TSA agent. You walk up, you talk to a screen, you go. And so more and more, I think this is going to be the future. We're going to not have those books with stamps anymore. Like, can you imagine the future where like no one will be panicked at the airport because they didn't have their passport?
I know. So stress-free. I'm also like these cute little artifacts.
Yeah.
We got to hold on to them because one day we'll be like, when I was younger.
There's a nostalgia to it. Like I love, especially your old ones, because Meg has traveled to way more countries than I have. And I just love seeing like other countries like visas where they stick it on you like a sticker and like the different designs and stamps. Like it's just cool.
Yeah.
When I think travel, I think passport stamps.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
I do think maybe they'll start to phase out, but it's going to take a while. Because if we learned anything when the world shut down, it's that countries do their own thing, their own pace,
their own rules.
So
people are people.
I think we'll need them for the immediate future, but it is cool that they're starting to phase out.
Yeah. All right. With that, folks, we're going to end on that note. Passports are going to be extinct soon. But don't forget to pack them because you still need them for a long time. On that note,
we out.
We bid you adieu. See you next week. Don't forget to pack snacks.
Bye.